While you sleep, your muscles may actually be shrinking. It sounds dramatic, but every night a silent battle is happening inside your body. And after the age of 50, most people are losing this war. Let me nudge you with a simple question that might flip a switch. What time was your last protein yesterday? If your answer is, I had dinner at 7 or 8 and went to bed around 10, that means your body went 12 to 14 hours without receiving amino acids. This silent fast is one of the biggest culprits behind muscle loss as we age. Instead of repairing and building, your body starts breaking down its own muscle to use as fuel. It's like heating your house by burning the furniture. At first, it doesn't seem like a big deal, but over time, you realize the room is empty. The technical name for this process is sarcopenia, and it affects about 30% of people over 60. The worst part is that the signs often begin much earlier, in your 40s. Fatigue at the end of the day, loss of strength, weak legs, climbing stairs becoming a challenge. And the most frustrating thing is knowing that this is preventable. With the right strategies, it's possible to slow it down and even reverse it. In the next few minutes, you're going to see exactly what to do to stop nighttime muscle loss. I'm going to show you 7 specific proteins to consume before bed in a way that makes your body build muscle while you sleep, not the opposite. This isn't just a random food list. You're going to understand the ideal timing, the right amounts based on your weight and age, and combinations that can multiply your results by up to 3 times. I'll also reveal the method physiologists use to choose the best protein for each metabolism and sleep pattern. And there's a surprise, a common kitchen protein that most people underestimate, but in certain situations, it can be up to 40% more effective than the famous whey protein. By the time we're done, you'll have a clear plan to wake up stronger, day after day. So let's start by understanding what actually happens inside your body at night, and why some healthy habits, when applied the wrong way, might be sabotaging your muscles. While you sleep, your body might actually be working against you, and I'm going to explain why. Your body operates in 2 modes, an anabolic mode, which builds muscle, and a catabolic mode, which breaks muscle down. During the day, when you're eating and moving, you can keep your body in that anabolic muscle-building state. But at night, if there's no protein in the tank, you slip straight into catabolism. In other words, instead of repairing, your body starts burning through what it already has. Here's a reality check. After the age of 30, we lose between 3 and 8% of muscle mass per decade, and after 50, that decline speeds up dramatically, especially in the legs and glutes, which are large muscle groups and require more energy to maintain. That's why climbing stairs gets harder and the risk of falling increases so much. And there's more. For women, this process accelerates sharply during menopause. For men, it typically happens around 55, when testosterone levels drop. In other words, nighttime becomes the most dangerous moment for your muscles. So, what are the hidden enemies that steal your strength while you sleep? Take note, because chances are you're doing at least 3 of them without even realizing it. First, prolonged fasting. If you have dinner at 8 and don't eat again until 7 in the morning, that's 11 or more hours without protein. For anyone over 50, that's basically asking your body to use its own muscle as fuel. Second, poor protein distribution. Most people eat the bulk of their protein at lunch and dinner, and leave breakfast and bedtime almost protein-free. But muscles need pulses of protein spread throughout the day, not 1 or 2 heavy doses. Third, the myth of not eating before bed. This might make sense for bread, sugar, or fried foods, but protein is a completely different story. It doesn't make you gain fat at night. In fact, it boosts metabolism and even helps you relax. Fourth, poor sleep quality. It's during deep sleep that your body releases growth hormone. Without that nightly bath, muscle building simply doesn't happen. And worse, less muscle means more fatigue, which leads to even worse sleep. It's a vicious cycle, but here's the good news. The right protein at the right time breaks this cycle and turns your sleeping hours into the most powerful muscle-building window of the entire day. You've probably heard this one before. Don't eat anything before bed because it makes you gain weight. This is, without a doubt, one of the most repeated and most harmful pieces of advice for anyone trying to preserve muscle after the age of 40 or 50. Let me explain. That advice originally came from studies focusing on carbohydrates and fats. With those nutrients, it actually makes some sense. Simple carbs raise blood sugar, trigger insulin release, and if you don't burn that energy, it gets stored as fat. Heavy fats can also slow digestion and mess with your sleep quality. But protein plays an entirely different game. Unlike carbs or fat, your body doesn't have a storage system for protein. You either use amino acids when they're available, or you lose that window of opportunity. And when you get the dose right, where do those amino acids go? They're used for repair, enzymes, hormones, neurotransmitters, and of course, muscle building. There's more. Just the act of digesting protein forces your body to burn extra energy. This is called the thermic effect of food. In other words, instead of making you gain weight, protein actually makes you burn more calories just to process it. And here's another bonus. Certain amino acids help your body produce serotonin and melatonin, the neurotransmitters responsible for relaxation and deep sleep. So, the right kind of protein before bed doesn't disrupt your sleep. It can actually improve it. Studies show that consuming between 30 and 40 grams of high-quality protein before bedtime can increase nighttime metabolism by up to 15% and significantly boost muscle protein synthesis. In other words, you sleep and wake up stronger. So the next time someone repeats the old myth, don't eat anything before bed, you'll know the truth. It depends on what you eat. And when it comes to protein, that might be exactly what saves your muscle mass. When you lie down, your body doesn't shut off like a computer. On the contrary, it switches into repair mode. During the first 2 hours of deep sleep, your body reaches its peak production of growth hormone, the master conductor that orchestrates tissue rebuilding, including your muscles. But here's the catch. The conductor can have the best musical score in the world, but without instruments, no music gets played. And in this case, the instruments are the amino acids from protein. Without protein circulating in your system, growth hormone can't do its job. It's like having a team of engineers ready to build a skyscraper, but with no bricks and no cement. And here's the crucial difference. Some proteins, like whey, are absorbed very quickly. That's great after a workout, but not ideal at night, because within 2 hours, there are no amino acids left in circulation. What you need at night are slow-release proteins that drip amino acids into your system gradually over 6 to 8 hours. Think of it like a drip irrigation system. While you sleep, this slow, steady drip keeps your muscles nourished all night long. That's how you turn sleep into a true muscle rebuilding laboratory. Studies show that consuming slow-digesting proteins, such as casein, can increase nighttime muscle protein synthesis by more than 20% and speed up recovery by over 30%. But it's not just the type of protein that matters. The timing is just as critical. Take a look at this. If you consume protein with dinner 3 hours before going to bed, by the time the critical repair phase of sleep arrives, most of the amino acids are already gone. If you take protein right before lying down, your stomach may still be working at full speed, which can interfere with the beginning of your sleep. The sweet spot is 30 to 60 minutes before bedtime. This window gives your body enough time to start digesting without disrupting your rest. From there, the amino acids are released steadily, at the perfect pace for your body to make the most of your sleep. This is the moment when you can choose to wake up stronger, or let the night quietly steal more of your muscle mass. Now that you understand the why and the when, here comes the question you can't skip. How much protein do you actually need before bed to make a real difference? Too little won't do the job, and too much can feel heavy on your stomach and disrupt your sleep. Science is very clear on this. Adults over 50 benefit from 30 to 40 grams of protein during this nighttime window. That amount is enough to keep a steady flow of amino acids circulating through almost the entire night. But there are a few important adjustments to keep in mind. By body weight, the general formula is 0.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight just for the evening meal. For example, someone who weighs 70 kilograms should aim for around 35 grams. By activity level, if you do strength training or regular resistance exercise, you can increase that to 0.6 to 0.7 grams per kilogram. An active body uses more amino acids to repair and grow. By age, after 65, the body's ability to synthesize protein naturally declines. So even if you're sedentary, the recommendation goes up to about 0.6 grams per kilogram at night. Another crucial point: you can't make up for a poorly nourished day by dumping a huge load of protein right before bed. Your body needs a steady flow of amino acids throughout the day, in every meal. The ideal daily rhythm looks like this: breakfast, 25 to 30 grams of protein; lunch, 30 to 35 grams; dinner, 30 to 35 grams; before bed, 30 to 40 grams. This pattern keeps your body in anabolic mode for as many hours of the day as possible. And here's the kicker: it's not just about quantity. The quality of the protein matters just as much as the dose. That's where the 7 best nighttime protein options come in. Each one has a unique characteristic. Some are slower, some are lighter, some are perfect for fast metabolisms, while others are better for slower digestion. And one of them, which you probably already have in your kitchen, can actually be up to 40% more effective than whey protein. If you had to choose just one nighttime protein for the rest of your life, this would be the champion. Casein is known as a slow-release protein. When it reaches your stomach, it forms a sort of gel that gradually releases amino acids over 7 to 8 hours. In other words, it's exactly what your muscles need to stay nourished while you sleep. Studies show that people who consume casein before bedtime keep muscle protein synthesis active throughout the entire night. The simplest way to get it? 200 grams of cottage cheese or fresh natural cream cheese. That alone provides between 28 and 35 grams of high-quality protein. But be careful. Some brands add sugar and preservatives that can interfere with digestion and even cause gut inflammation. Always look for pure versions with no carrageenan and no additives. Here's a perfect recipe: natural cottage cheese with a pinch of cinnamon and 10 chopped walnuts. The cinnamon helps regulate blood sugar levels, and the healthy fats from the walnuts extend the amino acid release even further. It's simple, tasty, and highly effective. Now let's talk about a protein that combines both speed and consistency. Greek yogurt is made up of roughly 80% casein and 20% whey. This means you get a quick initial amino acid spike, followed by a slow, steady release throughout the night. It's basically the best of both worlds. But the real advantage here isn't just the protein. Greek yogurt is packed with probiotics, which improve gut health and can increase protein absorption by up to 40%. When your digestive system is working well, your body makes much better use of the nutrients you eat. A 250-gram serving provides around 25 to 30 grams of protein. My tip? Mix it with 1 tablespoon of soaked chia seeds. Chia supports the probiotics and slows down digestion even more. This combo is excellent for anyone with digestive issues, for those who have recently taken antibiotics, or even for people with diabetes, since it helps keep blood sugar levels stable throughout the night. Simple, affordable, and powerful. Eggs have the perfect amino acid profile, earning the highest score in biological value. 2 eggs provide around 12 to 14 grams of protein, but to hit that 30-gram nighttime target, you'd need about 5 or 6. To keep things light, the best strategy is to combine 3 boiled eggs with 2 tablespoons of hummus. This mix gives you roughly 30 grams of protein with a balanced digestion rate. Beyond protein, eggs are rich in tryptophan, which supports the production of serotonin and melatonin, meaning they can help improve sleep quality. They're also loaded with choline, a key nutrient for both muscle and brain health. They're practical, easy to prepare in batches, and perfect to keep ready for the entire week. Tuna in water, the surprise on the list. This is the protein most people would never imagine eating at night. But science says otherwise. Tuna has one of the highest concentrations of leucine, the amino acid that triggers muscle building. While most proteins contain 8 to 10% leucine, tuna reaches up to 15%. A 150 gram can deliver around 35 to 40 grams of pure protein, with more leucine than many expensive supplements. The secret lies in its digestion speed. It's not as fast as whey and not as slow as casein. It sits right in the middle, releasing amino acids steadily over 4 to 5 hours. And when you combine that with the omega-3s naturally present in the fish, the effect becomes even more powerful. Golden tip: never eat it straight from the can. Mash it together with half an avocado and a pinch of sea salt. The avocado makes digestion gentler and improves omega-3 absorption. Just one caution: limit tuna to 3 or 4 times a week due to mercury content. Used in moderation, it's an incredible nighttime protein, affordable, effective, and surprisingly powerful. Yes, that classic glass of milk before bed actually has solid science behind it. Milk contains casein and whey in an 80 to 20 ratio, and it's also rich in tryptophan, which promotes relaxation. A 300 milliliter glass provides around 25 grams of protein, but the key is the temperature: warm, not too hot. When it's warm, it stimulates serotonin production, improves sleep quality, and aids digestion. Want to make it even more powerful? Add a pinch of turmeric and cinnamon. Turmeric helps reduce inflammation, and cinnamon supports blood sugar control. This option is excellent for anyone who has trouble falling asleep or tends to wake up multiple times during the night. Boiled chicken classic and straight to the point. A 120-gram serving of boiled chicken breast provides 35 to 40 grams of lean protein, which is easy to digest and contains a complete amino acid profile. But be careful. If you overcook it, the chicken becomes dry and heavy. The ideal way to prepare it is to simmer gently for 15 to 20 minutes over low heat with garlic and herbs. After that, shred it and store it in portions. This is the best option for anyone who wants to lose fat without sacrificing muscle mass. It's high in protein, very low in calories, and extremely affordable. And to wrap things up, here comes the premium protein on the list. Salmon provides an average of 35 grams of protein per 150 gram serving. But what really makes it special are the omega-3 fatty acids. These healthy fats integrate into the membranes of muscle cells and increase their sensitivity to protein. It's as if they make the muscle more tuned in for growth. On top of that, omega-3s are powerful anti-inflammatories, fighting one of the biggest enemies of muscle mass after 50, chronic inflammation. The only precaution is not to eat it too late. Because it's a heavier protein, the ideal is to consume it 60 to 90 minutes before going to bed. If you can invest in it, salmon is almost like a natural supplement that combines protein, anti-inflammatory benefits, and joint protection all in one. These are the 7 secret weapons to turn your nights into prime hours of muscle reconstruction. And now that you know each one of them, it's time to learn how to combine them with simple exercises to multiply your results. Now you know, it's not just about what you eat during the day. The night can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy when it comes to muscle mass. With the right proteins at the right time and in the right amounts, you turn your sleep into a powerful reconstruction lab. Instead of waking up weaker every morning, you wake up stronger, steadier, and full of energy. And it doesn't matter if you're 50, 60, or 70 years old. The body still has an incredible ability to regenerate. All it needs are the right tools. But pay attention. Protein is only half of the equation. The other half is the right kind of exercise. And no, you don't need a gym or expensive equipment. I'm talking about simple movements you can do at home in just 15 minutes, activating exactly the muscles that will respond to your nighttime proteins. In the next video, I'm going to show you the 5 science-backed exercises that amplify the effects of protein and accelerate muscle building while you sleep. Some of them you can even do in bed right before lying down. So don't leave it for later. Click the video that's showing up on your screen right now and complete this transformation. Because the difference between good results and extraordinary results lies exactly in the combination of protein and exercise. If this content made sense to you, give it a like, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming videos. And remember, it's never too late to start taking care of your body. Every single night can be a chance to wake up stronger than the day before. See you in the next video, and may tonight's sleep be the beginning of a brand new chapter.